Welcome back, Buccaneers fans, to another episode of Hear the Cannons, presented by BucsGameday.com, Sports Illustrated's one and only website strictly dedicated to your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I am Caleb Skinner at CHS on X, writer and reporter here at BucsGameday.com. Along with me is our founder. We are blessed to be with him tonight, Logan Robinson at Logan's Twitty on X. Thank you for joining us, brother. Less than an ideal outcome, I would say, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tonight. But overall, how do you feel about things? I have a lot to touch on. We'll touch on it all. But go ahead and give me your initial thoughts, brother. Appreciate you joining us.
First off, I'm like over here trying to maybe put another at Logan's Twitty on here. I mean, I need like a couple more so that people know where to find me on Twitter. I'm not realizing I've got double of that on here. But Caleb, I wish we were coming on here with a better reaction to this one. This one was an ugly game. I know we're going to talk about some injuries in a few, which are deeply concerning, of course, with Mike Evans and maybe even Baker Mayfield a little dinged up after the game. But to me, Baker was off in this one, and he'll be the first one to tell us in his post-game presser any minute now. And you saw this offense not be able to click and find anything. It was probably expected to have a game plan widely around Mike Evans after missing all those games to try to get him back going, get him into a groove, of course, to start working into taking off some yard or getting to some yards to reach that 1,000. And so trying to get him rolling a little bit and making those big explosive plays. But like you and I were just talking about in the production meeting, there wasn't a lot of explosive plays today. They tried, but when there was chances, Baker couldn't hit anybody. It was a lot of overthrowing and some missed opportunities. Felt like Tez Johnson was his go-to guy, and those two just could not connect for the most part outside of Tez making a good play there for that touchdown. But yeah,
Tez also had his own faults early on in the game too, and we'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah, certainly had his rookie moments there and some routes being running into his role model of Mike Evans, man. Just ugly game offensively there for the Bucs, and you had some opportunities there that you wish you could have had back, and we'll touch on it as well. But the refs it was an absolute cluster F all throughout the evening as well.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying F. We don't want to get YouTube to cancel us real quick.
Yeah, I got to keep the monetization on here, baby.
So truthfully, the Buccaneers, end up losing this one 24-9. Probably could have been a lot worse. I think it probably could have been 28-0 before halftime. Somehow, some way, the Buccaneers were able to fight through, whether it was a turnover, whether it was just a fortunate, turnover on downs, whatever it may be. They were able to get those moments early on in the game to be able to keep themselves in it, but they were never able to really capitalize, right? And I've written down so many different things, another slow start here for Tampa Bay. Looking like the Lions' second string.
Breaking. I hate that I have to say this, but there's bad breaking news coming out of the post-game presser with Todd Bowles. It was just shared that Mike Evans broken clavicle and will miss the remainder of the 2025 season.
Feared that that's what it could have been.
I was texting y'all that. I think I put that in the Discord that I was very, very, very concerned because at first it looked like a concussion whenever he took that hit, Caleb, and went to the ground and hit his head on the turf. But it seemed like whenever he got rolled up on or just the brunt of falling onto the ground.
When he came down on that right shoulder, it was a little tough. And you could tell by the way that Mike's reaction was. I think you could tell that it was not a normal frustration injury for Mike, right? Like it was not a typical hamstring for him, which everybody could have easily gone to, which including myself, I probably went to. It was like, hey, this is a hamstring injury for him. But it turns out now it is a broken clavicle, broken collarbone there for Mike Evans. He is going to be out for the rest of the season. So now you are down to emeka, egbuka, your rookie draft pick, who is shown to be, one of the elite players in this league at this point, who probably coming even into this game was probably even 70%. Like, let's be honest with it. He was not his probably normal self. And then Chris Godwin, who, when are you going to have him back? And outside of that, you've got Sterling Shepard, Tez Johnson, Cameron Johnson, and Ryan Miller, and whoever else is behind them.
Yeah, no, that wide receiver room is absolutely hurting all across the board because the biggest thing to me is Chris Godwin. I mean, I'm concerned about him getting back fully healthy. I know the
And
arm's been reported
I
some
don't like the
fibula.
fibula. I don't like the
Yeah,
fibula tag on that. Sorry.
no, no, I don't. Yeah, no, that's my thing, and I still point, to where now Mike Evans. There's a lot here. There's a lot of. It's very saddening. It's absolutely heartbreaking just because this was the chance to reach that record. I mean, I know he's not going to say that, and that's a personal goal for him. I mean, I was at the event where they were celebrating the 50 seasons for the Bucs, and he was there and he was on stage and was very transparent with all the crowd there that this has been a big goal of his, and of course, reaching the Super Bowl again is huge, and he's a big team guy as well. But I mean, so close, Caleb. I mean, you're a Bucks
Mhm.
fan. You pulled for this guy so much. I mean, to have this news come out now has got to be just devastating for this fan
It's
base and for someone like you.
it's the one time you get him back, right? Like it's like, oh wow, like Mike's back, he's good. Like this might not be as serious as a hamstring injury as we've seen in the past, and now now it's all thrown up in the air. Now it's he's still gotten this 1,000 yards after 1,000 yards after 1,000 yards, and we take it for granted. Like even fans of the Bucs, even fans of Mike, even fans of whoever you may be, like this is tough, man. Like you're rooting for a guy like this. You're rooting for a guy to keep doing this, for a guy to potentially break a record that nobody potentially saw being broken. Like that
Mhm.
is something that is crazy. That
Mm.
nobody potentially saw being like happening ever again. Like it's not
No,
going to happen again. And then the
we
closest
won't see
player
it.
to it now is suffering an injury such as this. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for the rest of the Buck seasons too, because now this kind of pushes that whole agenda of Emeka Egbuka being your number one wide receiver more towards the forefront of things than it does anything else. Because now you're expecting this guy who is still dealing with a hamstring injury to be your number one wide receiver. Because even when Chris does come back, who knows? We don't even know what is going on with Chris at this point. And so like now you're down. Now this whole idea of this guy being your next franchise wide receiver, next, skill player, that is your dude, that is the face of your franchise, is now all of a sudden here. And it just makes
Hmm.
Jason White and the boys look even smarter than they actually are. Ultimately, is what it ultimately does. But at the end of the day, too, it sucks, right? Like
Yeah.
like it sucks. You're losing a deep field threat and a guy like Mike Evans, a guy who had everything going for him, and now you're losing him for the rest of the season. Fortunately for the Buccaneers, they still expect Bucky Irving to get back, so hopefully he is back. They still expect Chris Godwin to get back, as much as we know at this point. So hopefully he will be back as well, and they'll be able to, work around that. But don't look out
Hmm.
for the Buccaneers not maybe potentially going and getting a guy here at the trade deadline. Just not necessarily a big name guy, just somebody to shore up some depth a little bit.
Hmm.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
wouldn't hurt them at this point, considering Mike being lost for the year. Breaking news that we did not have ready for you guys, but
No, I absolutely hate it. We arrived covering the Bucks in 2021, and got to know Mike pretty heavily, and just to this entire team, it's got to be
I mean
devastating to them.
he had about two catches for over 25 yards each tonight that both of them weren't hauled in by him.
Yeah, and I mean he was trying his hardest, man. Too. I mean he was putting everything on the line, as Mike
And one of
Evans
them one of
usually
them was
does.
that injury where it
Mhm.
happens.
Yeah, yeah. And we saw Lavonte David go over there. We saw Tristan Wirfs run all the way down the opposite side of the field to go check on him. And, that's the thing that this team is going to have to find an answer now moving forward, because this season is not over. This team is 5-2. Yes, you lost to the Lions, but you've got a huge divisional game coming up next, and you have a bye week to hopefully get healthy. Hopefully get a guy like Luke Gedeke back, because man, you miss Luke Gedeke tonight against Aiden Hutchinson, which he's done plenty of times to you. Aiden Hutchinson has been an absolute animal against this Buccaneers offensive line. But, the Mike Evans situation is one that is brutal. And I know we'll talk highly more about this and got tons of content coming up at Bucs Game Day but also too one to keep an eye on is Hassan Reddick, another injury that he was carted off the field, which is I thought they were having a solid night. Him and Yaya Diaby were causing pressure off the tackles of the Lions, but that's another one now, Caleb, that we gotta have to monitor. And now it goes off to Braswell, which I think a lot of us have our concerns on about what you're going to get out of 43.
Well, it's so weird too because like you see his time go off and he doesn't necessarily get out, and then he's taken off the field, and he was having such a good game.
Hmm.
You look at how he started the game too, and
Yeah.
what was it in the first quarter where Yaya had that first sack, right? Like
Hmm.
where Yaya had that strip sack. That might not
Yeah.
have even happened if Goff was given a right side to be able to escape on, but no, guess who was there? Hassan was pushing not only a tackle backwards into the lap of Jared Goff, but Penei Sewell. He was pushing Penei Sewell back into the lap of Jared Goff. And he
Hmm.
was having a tremendous game. He played extremely well tonight. And like his production might not say so, his stats might not say so, but Hassan has been the reason why Yaya is getting these pressures, why Yaya is able to get, these sacks, why he's able to have career highs and everything that he's doing right now in this league and in his own career as well. I mean, it is tremendous. And then if you lose a guy like that, that's going to be tough to replace. But I'll tell you who I'm very excited about on defensive line, Logan. Elijah
Hmm.
Roberts.
Yeah.
Elijah Roberts is a dog.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Elijah
He
Roberts.
is wherever the ball is, that's where Elijah Roberts is going to be. Not only that, but he's going to be making the play when you need him to make a play, and that's what
Hmm.
you need out of a defensive lineman, especially a guy who's you're trying to take over for Kalijah Kancey, not necessarily take over fully, but you're trying to
Yeah.
fill that position, right? You're trying to do that.
Hmm.
And you're playing next to a guy like a Vita Vea. You're taking away snaps. I mean, excuse my language. Actually, I'm not going to say it because we're
Yeah,
trying
you
to make some
can't.
money here on YouTube. But shoot, you're taking away snaps from Logan Hall. You're taking away snaps from
Hmm.
guys who have been here for years. Like, go do your thing. The defensive line I did not have a problem with them at all tonight. They played well. Now there's other aspects of the defense that I'd like to be shored up. Like, hey, sirvocea Dennis. How about when we're playing anybody other than Christian McCaffrey, we try and cover a running back out of the backfield and not take a bad angle.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
if we're playing a Bijan Robinson or we're playing a guy like a Jahmyr Gibbs, we have an issue. But as soon as we're playing Christian McCaffrey, we don't. I don't understand it. Why can you be lackadaisical here and then not, at other moments? There's plenty of things to pick apart about this game. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
the general consensus is I think there's a lot to take away because we haven't even yet gotten to the bigger conversation. So
Yeah, the Baker thing. Sorry, I'm getting some stuff out on
no,
socials because
you're
this is
fine. You're
utterly. You're
fine,
doing a good
brother.
job carrying it. Real quick
I'm
though, Elijah Roberts.
trying.
I
I'm
spent
trying.
some time with him in the locker room this week, and I've really gotten to know him well since he's arrived and since training camp because he was one that was flashing all across the board. Man, this dude
Mm,
is a big sized guy. He watches a ton of film, and he said to us this last week. River and I were there with him, just interviewing him. And, I asked him, how much are you learning from guys like Vita Vea and even Kalijah Kancey? And he says Kalijah Kancey has been the most hands-on with him. And it doesn't matter if it's in the film room, it's also to end games and he's pulling him off to the side. We'll see that when we're in Raymond James Stadium. We'll get the binoculars out and we'll see Kalijah Kancey jump over to with him and go over a few things and get very hands-on too. He's talked with some of the offensive linemen as well. When we were at training camp, he mentioned that a lot of those offensive linemen, like Graham Barton, even guys off to the side like Tristan Wirfs, they've been very hands-on helping him on the other side to understand what offensive linemen are going to be doing with him. So I think Elijah Roberts has been a major addition to this team. If not, then you lost Kalijah Kancey there. Logan Hall is Logan Hall. You'll see your flashes, then you kind of won't know if he's playing in the game or not.
mhm.
I think Logan Hall has played better, which has helped too. But Elijah Roberts has been such a big jump for you, and it makes you feel a little bit better about that defensive line moving forward in the interior with the loss of Kalijah Kancey.
I think overall in this game, if you look at it, there's so many good things to take away. There's resilience. There's that. that adversity that you're facing that the Buccaneers still face, but yet they were not able to capitalize on it, right? So it's not going to happen every time. Brings you back down to earth a little bit, right? But at the same time, you're able to see, hey, who's going to step up when the moments are needed? Who's going to be able to do these things? And they might not have succeeded. I mean, there's plenty to work on. I mean, you look at being able to stop the run game. The run game is fine. Like you can stop the run game on defense. Looking at the passing game out of the backfield, that's a problem. Obviously, that's a problem. You still can't do it. When you're looking at the offensive side of the ball, when you're lacking any type of star power, ultimately. I mean, your top guy coming off a hamstring injury that we know he is always dealing with on a regular basis. Now goes down, suffers a concussion, suffers a shoulder injury, now a broken collarbone as we know it. Going to be out the rest of the season. You've got a potential wide receiver number 1 as your wide receiver number 3, who is asked to step up in every single moment and is able to. Don't get me wrong, and is able to. But now you've got him playing at perhaps 60, 70% there up against a Detroit Lions defense who doesn't have any of their secondary. None of their starting secondary. But no, they should be able to take advantage of that, right? Excuse me.
No. They should be able to, and we thought today going into this game that this offense and Baker Mayfield would take full advantage of that secondary that was dinged up, and dinged up's a little bit of a lighter way to say it. They were hurt badly in that secondary, but they were making plays all throughout the evening for the Lions, and shout out to them. I mean, those guys probably heard about it all, and their coaches got them right and got them ready for this game because not only, yes, maybe Baker wasn't seeing some things, but they did their job on their end. And also too, of course, like we just said earlier, Baker Mayfield missing some big time throws. I know he's not happy about it. I know he's pissed off because there was some overthrows, some really high balls, and that's just something we had not seen as much from Baker this year. He's been on an absolute tear with that arm and being able to get the ball downfield explosively, dropping dimes right in the bucket for some of these players. Certainly explosively with Josh Gazard, Florida State, the Buccaneers' new offensive coordinator. That's been that was a hurtful thing for the Bucs. And I know we have a comment in here from Zach talking about the defense. Yeah, that defense, they had to get out on the field quite a bit tonight because you could not sustain drives, and that was killing the Bucs. And then 2 takeaways and such. I mean,
well, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about it. I mean, the Bucs offense was stagnant all night.
Yeah.
You disagree?
No, 9 points is unacceptable. That's unacceptable for how successful this offense has looked all year.
I felt like it was that way from the beginning, right? Like it was slow, no motor, no want to, no, hey, let's get over these slow starts. Let's, do these things that we want to get away from. No, it was the same old Buccaneers, same old stuff that they've been doing. And it's very frustrating when there's more screens called against a defense who is missing all of their starting secondary other than deep shots, especially when you got Mike Evans back and emeka. I'm sorry. I know you want to bring them along slowly. I know you want to do this, but it doesn't take much from a hamstring point of view, in my opinion, to send those guys deep even on the first play. Who cares? See if they're really going to be playing that. See, are they going to be worried about a deep ball? See if they're going to do something. Attack them somehow. But you're sitting back, laying down, being like, we're going to run our offense. We're still going to stick to us. I understand it. I understand the stick to us. I understand that. Okay. But there's an extent that it comes to. At some point, you got to get outside of that and you got to be creative and you got to be able to do something. This is the first time I have not seen Josh Gazard do that. And that was frustrating to me. Like, I have not seen Josh flip a script in today's game. He didn't. I didn't see it, at least. I don't know what he was doing.
I don't know. I mean, some of those shots
playing from down maybe has something to do with it, but
it would have helped if Baker made some of those throws, though. That would have helped a lot, at least in his aspect of things. I mean, the thing that irritated me though was that 3rd and 7, the 3rd and 7 screen That was disgusting. That was a bad call. I know he's going to regret having called that. You're relying on Charlie Heck out there to go on Luke Campbell out there in open space and make that block on 3rd and 7 screens.
And
That
you
reminds me,
you had
for
you
if
had
you're an
mentioned
FSU
something.
fan,
You had mentioned
if
something earlier too that
if you're
like the
an
Bucs
FSU fan, you
desperately
know what that
need
is.
Bucky Irvin back.
Yeah, and I don't know about Bucky. I don't know what's going on with Bucky. I don't. The social media thing is making me nervous. I
How
don't know what's going
desperately do
on there.
you think they need it? Because I think they needed it in this game. I think they
Uh,
needed his skill set. I think they needed his skill set in this game.
anybody would. Anybody. I'll take him in Pittsburgh. I'm a Steelers fan. I'll take him. Anybody would use his skill set. So, Rashad White's a starting running back. He was a starting running back for the Bucs. He came in and he can be your starting running back. Bucky Irvin, of course, is a different animal. I mean, this is why he was the starter and got named it. In the passing game, he helps you a ton more. But Rashad White was a successful catching running back for you. He was a guy that could make guys miss. He would be good at yards after contact. And it's just the situation that you're in. You're extremely limited. And we were wondering how long this would last with losing guys and not having starters out there offensively for Gazard. Kind of showed its face certainly when you lost Mike Evans out there, which it seemed like that whole game plan offensively was wrapped around number 13 tonight, and
I
losing him
al- I
hurt.
almost want to think like not even throwing Mike out there, like you would have been maybe better off just running out what you've had the last 2 weeks. Like just keep running those boys out there. But
Hmm.
not my
Yeah.
call. Not my call. Everybody wants Mike back. I'm not gonna say no to having Mike back. I'm not gonna say no to putting Emeka back in, but also not my decisions. I can't make those calls. Offense looked a little stagnant against a second string secondary where you could have exploited it and you didn't. I take a lot of offense to that. I think if you're an offensive coordinator, you should do everything in your power to exploit that advantage. When
Mhm.
you've got nothing but second stringers up and down the lineup, like find where you're going to beat them. I don't care who you've got in your lineup.
Like I was saying earlier, I mean, the Lions secondary locked things up. Baker was We'll have to see. I mean, we're not there. We weren't there at the games. It's so much more helpful when we are. We can see if Baker's missing guys and not here on the broadcast. We're just going to see
I
this
kind of like it
slot
better, dude. I
window.
kind of like it better because then I can like rewind it if I have to or
Well,
something.
see, I can't see the full field though because I don't know if Ryan Miller's wide the f open and Baker completely missed him, or he's
There
completely
you go.
clamped
There
up and
you go.
he's locked up by that
Yeah,
secondary.
see,
So you
when
can't
you're
tell
on the field,
because
hold
all it
on.
was
When
Kate Otton.
you're on the field, do you like watching on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball?
If I'm on the field, I've jumped the fence with my credential and I somehow got down there.
No,
I
no,
would
no,
watch.
no,
I like
no.
watching. I like
In
often
practice, I watch from the
defense.
defense. I watch defense. I know you're
Yeah.
always with me, so I know you like to see
Oh
what
yeah.
I like to see.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When we were at FSU's practices, when Mike Norvell, before he took away practice viewing time for the media, I was always out there in 11 on 11 from the defensive side of the ball, watching and
You
seeing
gotta look
how
at the
what
defense.
the quarterback was reading. And I think tonight it could have been a mix of Baker not finding guys or reading them, but I give him the
I
benefit of the
find
doubt
it
because he's
so
been
hard to
absolutely
put
rolling
blame on
tonight
him.
or throughout the season. And then, although the biggest concern was that Baker was overthrowing a lot of these guys and he was off there. He was certainly off. And some shots were very risky that he took as well that could very well have been
I
intercepted.
mean, it's really hard to nitpick it, right? Like it's like it was a bad game, but like, was it that bad? Like it. The
It was
Bucks made a
ugly.
lot of
It was
mistakes, but
ugly.
they made a lot of good things. I mean, there's people in here saying, missed some really big time throws, game changers, defense did their job today, some positives. There's a lot of like different good things coming in and out of the fan base right now, which everybody loves to hear. And I'm thinking the same way because I can't really get a grasp on this game. I think the Lions are a great team. Do I think we should have
Oh yeah.
competed a little bit more? Absolutely. But am I shocked by the outcome? Not really at all, because we always probably let down one of these at least once a year. And I mean, there's just things like you let Gibbs go off, a lot of batted balls today. And then Baker, like the batted balls early in the game led to Baker overthrowing a lot of throws, I feel like.
Hmm.
Do you feel like that happened? Like that was kind of like a
Yes.
change for Baker because all those batted balls in the beginning ended up being overthrows.
Mm, maybe it had something, but some of those though were clean pockets for him where he was just absolutely drilling overhead. Like I think the
Well, I mean,
Emeka
he's
Egbuka
also throwing to
touchdown
a
he
Tez
saw.
Johnson who is what 4'10". I
Yeah,
mean,
well, not a ton of chemistry built with him as well. I know everybody knows that shot that they took last weekend, which was great and was incredible, but that was just a one shot, one throw with him and Tez that they've had throughout the season. And trying to mix some things up. Tez ran probably some wrong routes tonight. Ran into Mike Evans, ran into Sterling Shepard, I want to say, on another play as well. Like just some rookie mistakes that you're going to have, but they're going to have to point to now Tez to be a pivotal player for them in the wide receiver room moving forward. How about Kate On tonight? That was the only guy that Baker was able to see, man. That was the only one that they were able to find offensively.
I mean,
And that was,
Cade's a tough son of a bitch.
yeah, what did he go for tonight? He
All right,
had,
I've already ruined our
it's
whole
all right.
thing. Man.
Hey, we're still looking for sponsors. We're still looking for them out there.
No, but seriously, man, he
Kate
is a
On, your
tough.
leading receiver. Yeah, leading
He's
receiver, 65
tough as
yards.
nails. Was he really?
Yeah, 65 yards, 7 receptions, 9 targets. Emeka Egbuka had 12 targets, but only 4 receptions.
Yeah, it's not going to cut it.
And Emeka did drop that one. There was a beautiful ball from Baker Mayfield. When we're talking about explosive plays where this offense has
I
excelled
mean,
at this year, there was a good
Tez
shot
played
from Baker
well.
earlier in the game.
Tez played well. Yeah, Egbuka did not.
Sterling Shepard, 7 of 7, but only 25 yards.
Yeah, but he also had a bad penalty early in the first quarter.
Uh, yeah. I can't.
I mean,
When you
I'm looking at all this right now.
Baker 28 of 50 had to throw 50 times.
You
Compared to
haven't.
Jared
That is not
Goff.
what you want out of Baker Mayfield. You don't want Baker Mayfield to throw 50 times.
No,
You want
you
him to
don't.
throw in
For any quarterback, you don't want that.
like 10 less than that. 10
Yeah,
less.
I don't care who you are, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. You don't want your quarterback having to throw 50.
Not when Jared Goff is super efficient, 29 or 20 of 29. Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I don't know if we've heard yet from Bowles on Baker. I'm checking to see if Rivers gotten anything,
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
just to double check there, we're hearing from Baker Mayfield night. He's talking about some questionable moments with the referees. We saw him get into it with some referees after the game.
Yeah, we can talk about that. I
Sure.
think that's worthwhile talk. I've got some moments I'd like to talk about.
I think it's the time. What are we at? We're at a 27 mark. Oh yeah, we're at a perfect timing here for.
Yeah, I'm over here reading the same thing you're reading right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody else is. If you guys aren't, go follow River H Wells on X. If you guys aren't already, he's got all your updates there for you guys. We're reading the same thing he's got going on over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and give your thoughts on the reffing for this evening?
Man, it was ACC-esque.
Yeah, it was in the ACC realm.
I mean, I don't know, man. I've got I don't even have specifics written down, but I've got 3 sheets of paper right here, right?
So what you been writing?
Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. I've got them all written down right here.
Well,
flags, refs twice on one sheet.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty bad. I didn't write specifically what they were down for, but it was honestly horrific. For both sides. For both sides, it was bad. I'm not even making excuses for the Bucs. I'm not making excuses for the Lions either. It was bad across the board. Where is the NFL refereeing? Where is it? Because this is not professional refereeing, if you're asking me. I mean, the Cade Otton interception, get out of here. Get out of here.
That was crazy.
Ty always goes to the runner, if you ask me, specifically when it's called that on the field. I'm pretty sure that's what the rule is.
Yeah, I did not get
me. That's what they call on. That's what they call on the field. It's calling the field, and if it's a tie, it comes down to the rule on the field. But now New York gets involved and blah, 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 this all happens.
Yep.
It is what it is. It didn't hurt the Bucs at the end of the day, but there's, excuse my language, stuff like that. That happens, and it typically happens to the Buccaneers a lot. There was multiple other times when it came to Sterling Shepard fumbling that Sterling should have not fumbled that ball. He should have just gone down with it. And just everybody else.
Well, the
just
tripping,
followed suit.
no
Just
tripping
followed
call.
suit. Just followed suit, man. And it was just like, can we not? Can we just take care of the ball, be penalty free, take care of our quarterback, and go win a game?
Well, let's talk about it.
We've had one comfortable win this year, and it really even hasn't even been a comfortable win because it was against the San Francisco 49ers. It wasn't even that really a comfortable win. You were there with me. Was it that comfortable?
Yeah, it was a little interesting. I knew the Bucs would pull that off, but real quick, the tripping call. Tripping. There was no tripping
that's
call.
A good one. That's a good one.
There was no tripping there. Absolutely. I mean, I saw that live, and I was like, all right, well, he put his leg out. There's certainly going to be a flag here, and sure enough, it's not. And Baker Mayfield absolutely irate after that.
No flag.
Just nothing. No flag at all, which was stunning to say the least. Yeah, the NFL has a lot of work to do. I don't know. They'll apologize for it. We'll get a statement from it, and they'll probably find Todd Bowles and Baker Mayfield.
Just make good with Freddie, and then we'll be good because he knows how we feel with the chop block and everything. So it's
good. Yeah. Never mind. Yeah, that's on the FSU side, but yeah, man, I don't know where the Bucs. I mean, the Bucs have a strong season still left ahead. They got some work to do with the Saints coming up.
So let's talk about that. You want to talk about that a little bit? We've got a little bit of time here. Let's talk about it because they do have a promising schedule. Well, a tough schedule, albeit, but a promising schedule coming up because they do have the Saints after this, and then they have their bye week. Then they have the Patriots, Bills, and Rams. So you do have a tough schedule coming up, but you got to bye here. You might be able to get a little bit healthy. You know you're going to be without Mike. You're going to let Emeka get a little bit more healthy. He's going to have at least probably now a week and a half underneath him. That'll be looking good for his hamstring injury. You look back at the corners. None of the corners suffered any injuries today. It looked really good there. Saints should be an easily beatable team. They could come out of nowhere and, put something on you real quick. But, you could end up going and beating them, no problem there. And then you hit your bye, got another week, and then you get ready for a 3-game series against Pats, Bills, and Rams. And those are all pretty solid squads. 2 of them AFC. So AFC.
Very well coached teams. Sean McVay.
AFC, thank God. Thank God 2 out of the 3 of them are AFC teams for you. And then you're going to be able to finish the year strong with
a lot of NFC South.
4 out of 6. 4 out of 6 of your division games coming down to the last 5 weeks of your season, and you can finish strong and still end up with a pretty good seed there to end the season. It would have been nice to get this win today. Don't get me wrong; it would have been nice because of all that seeding, all those tiebreakers that you're able to have to beat up throughout the year when you're battling in the NFC. But at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt you, and you're still very much in control of where you're at right now. Carolina Panther fan reach out to me and say, "Oh, we're only 1 game back," but really, okay, Dave Canales. What are you gonna do? But we'll see from there. But I think they're in a good spot. They're still in a good spot.
Yeah, the ones that stand out to me, the Patriots are well disciplined and coached. Bills are always going to be that way, but they're not playing what they want to be playing at. The Rams, I love Sean McVay, and you know exactly what you're going to get there with that defense.
Well, that's the only NFC team you're having to face. In that 3 games, that's the only NFC team you're having to face. Like you're only going to suffer at worst, 1 conference game out of that. So,
and then you got your NFC South, and we'll see. The Falcons had a pretty disappointing game there. Michael Penix is also injured, so something to keep an eye on there for them, just regarding the NFC South division as a whole.
Is he day to day?
Yeah, he's day to day with Miami. forget what that was. Someone in the chat will probably be able to confirm there, but it's been a busy Monday. But I believe that it's just day to day for Michael Penix, and then Mike McDaniel. I guess is going to stay throughout the rest of the season. They're not going to move on from that guy, no matter if he's already lost the locker room and players are fed up with everything and the product is awful. They're gonna keep him there for as long as possible. I guess they don't care.
The two mics
They don't
in
care about
Florida. The
football.
two mics in Florida made it out of a Monday. So
Yeah, they did.
good
What
for
a
them.
Hopefully nobody put down a bet on that. But yeah, still a long, very long season ahead. But the Bucs losing Mike Evans tonight hurts you. It hurts you as a team, and it hurts you more than ever, just personally for the fan base and as that team as well. But they're going to have to overcome it because this team is too talented and is too good right now to stop. Now
I'll tell you
they got
something.
to
I'll
keep
tell you
going.
something real quick, Logan. This team's not going to be affected by this. They're just not. They've got the guys to be able to power through, and they've got the guys to be able to do it. So I'm not worried about it. So you guys, stay on those same tracks.
Gotta hope, yeah. I mean, it's gonna hit the locker, and it's gonna be a tough flight back home. That's gonna be a tough flight back in Detroit, and
Yep.
losing this is their top leader on this team. But now someone's gonna have to step up, and luckily you got emeka, egbuka, who seems to be a stud for you offensively in the wide receiver room, and we'll see what ends up happening. Hopefully, you get Luke Gedeke back here soon. We'll see. This seems to be didn't initially seem such of a lingering injury when it was first reported, and now it's lasted a little bit longer. But I do think they're going to try to get Gedeke back after that bye week, which would be
And
huge
then
for
you
this
got
offensive
Jalen. You
line.
got Jalen McMillan too. So
We'll see. He's still in that neck brace. That's another one I keep forgetting. I'm like, someone's still hurt. Who is that? It's
it's
Jalen McMillan,
Jalen. It's
who had a
Jalen.
really strong ending to the 2024 season for you.
He'll be coming back.
So
He'll be coming back.
fingers crossed.
Don't worry, Buccaneers fans. They'll be all right. You fight through this. You get your bye week. You get one or two of these guys back, and you'll be ready to go.
That's right. And Caleb is there's no bias here, but he is a Buck. So he's trying to tell himself this right now as well. He's trying to tell, hey, everything's going to be good. I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. Everything's fine. Mike Evans news never happened. Hassan Reddick never happened. We're all going to just go to sleep, and Tuesday is going to be better. But yeah, this is a well-coached team. Todd Bowles has done a great job. And
okay. Can I give some shouts out to Todd Bowles? I thought it was a very well coached game. Very, very, very well coached game. I thought he did a tremendous job managing clock, managing what he needed to do. Specifically down there, like right before half, when he was able to get the guys down, get that turnover, get the ball moving, and get it in an area to be able to kick that field goal. Really good clock management on his part. Not his part because he hired somebody to do that for him this offseason. But kudos Todd Bowles there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Shout out Todd. He's done a good job on that defensive side of the ball, and also to just overall, I thought he's done a solid job. Also to bringing in that analytical person with him on the staff this year, I believe from the Jaguars. That's who I was on those fourth down. Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. That dude. Yeah. Shout out to him. Shout out to him for making that move. But yeah, man. We'll see. Got some big stuff coming up this week with injury updates, as it seems to be for the Bucs since week 1. Sadly, honestly, since training camp. To be honest,
it hasn't let up on us.
Ever since the Tristan Wirfs news, man. Not even a training, even before training camp.
Every week I'm looking at my papers and I'm like, man, how many injuries do I have to put on this?
Yeah. Yep. Sadly, could not squeeze out of Detroit without him. But yeah, man, we'll see. We got a big show though later this week.
I just gotta stop putting in the group chat, man. I just gotta stop saying, let's just get out of this free. Because I say it every single time. I'm like, we gotta get out of this.
Just jinxing it.
And then of course there's something that happens. But man, thank you so much. Appreciate you, Logan. Appreciate all of you guys tuning in, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on X. We appreciate you tuning in. But we would love if you would head over to YouTube and shoot us a subscription as well as a like, and turn those noties on. Just click that bell in the right upper hand corner of your browser. And you will be able to see that. Turn it on every single time we're going live, whether that's on Wednesday nights when we go live on a regular basis, or here in our post-game material, as well as post-practice material when we are there during training camp. Logan and our lead editor, River Wells, are always out there for you guys. We truly do appreciate all the love that you show us. With that being said, guys, tough loss. We'll take it on the chin. 5-2, not a bad spot to be right now in the NFC. And fire the cannons.